Hey everyone, welcome to the Week 5 broadcast. I am joining you here from Chicago at ISTE 18, and I've got my 4 amazing team leads joining in tonight. I'm lucky, and we've got a lot to share with you. So guys, would you mind introducing yourselves really quick? I know most people know who you are by now, but let's go through the whole introduction process really quick. Jessica, if you want to start.
Okay, I'm Jessica Phillips. I am the lead for Team Ignite. Yay, go Team Ignite. I teach for K-12 virtual online school. I teach high school biology, and that's about it.
And Maria?
I'm Maria Smith, and I'm a collaborators team lead and Go Collaborators. And so I am a retired educator. I taught for 29 years and retired in 2010. So I'm planning to graduate in August in instructional design and technology with my master's. I'm so excited. And now I do musical performances with my own show, Cool School with Miss Maria, for daycares, libraries, and preschools, and sing songs of yesteryear to nursing homes and rehabs.
You got that one down.
Down.
And Rusty?
I'm Rusty Maynard, and I'm the team lead for the Team Knowledge Seekers. I'm currently the tech director at San Sab ISD, but I recently accepted the same position at Lago Vista ISD and will start July 9th, and I will have my master's degree from Tarleton in August.
Yeah. And with Dad?
I'm Widad Kennard, and I'm with Team Creators, and I graduated with Rusty in August. I might trip him down the hall, but that's okay. I teach in Denton. I do the Gifted and Talented program, and I won't trip Rusty, I promise.
Well, I know that you guys probably hear me say this every time, but I could not be more proud of these team leads. They have done such an amazing job this last month, and more than a month, really. They started even before the class started. Super proud of them. Just everything that they've done to make this course engaging for you all. I want to check in on the back channel really quick. I see we have a few folks joined in there. So hey Susan, hey Annette, hey Jessica, that's you. Hey Lisa, hey Natalie. It's good to see all of you guys. Hey Kim, hey Carmen. So you kind of realize this is, you weren't here last week, this is a new back channel. Today's meet is no more, and so we're trying out this new back channel chat. And I kind of like it. It gives you a little avatar and gives you the ability to do a thumbs up, and it's kind of neat. So feel free to ask your questions on the back channel and or your comments, and we'll check in there periodically and try to answer those. I also want to introduce, I have my sister here with me in Chicago. She hasn't been going to ISTE. She's actually just been enjoying Chicago, and enjoying the trip. But she's going to help me because I have some show and tell things from ISTE to show you guys in a little bit. So she's going to be my little Vanna helper. But she's also a library media specialist at Glen Rose ISD, and she's done some amazing stuff. She was at Stephenville ISD in their digital learning department last year. She was a team lead how many years ago? Several years ago. She and I still love each other as sisters, even though she was a team lead and she wanted to kill me and trip me down the hallway after the experience. But yeah, she was a great team lead then too, and it's a good experience for these guys. And anyways, I'm just super proud of y'all. So I want to jump into, so we almost forgot to go live. We were so excited. Jessica was telling us about some VR stuff that she'd experienced because you guys are in week 5 and you're diving into AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality tools. And really here at ISTE, this is fairly new stuff for a lot of the folks here, and it's exciting stuff. It's some of the, we were talking before about how the kids get it more than we do. And Jessica, even you were saying your kids, it's a video game thing. They're using it to really be immersed in video games. What games are they playing usually? Like
you name it. Yes, they love Minecraft. You said something about your son loving Minecraft, and mine are the same way. So anything that they can do like that. So I actually just went online and ordered that cube because they're going to love that.
You already did. That's awesome.
I literally just ordered it.
A discount for us or something.
So
that's cool. Let me go ahead and just show it off because this is really neat stuff. So this is called the Merge Cube, and it's a company that sells this cube, and it has, see all these neat little codes all over it. So these are kind of, I guess, QR codes in a way, because you can download apps, and all of the apps that I've downloaded so far are free. And I apologize, I'm going to show this on my mobile phone, so it's a little clunky, but let me just show you the first one that I thought was really fantastic. It is a solar system app. So your students basically hold the cube behind the viewer. So your phone becomes the viewer. And remember from week 5, this is augmented reality. It's a digital overlay on top of the real world. So you still see my window out there, but you see the solar system floating on the screen. It would have been nice if I had an iPad, I think, because you could see more of it. But I can actually manipulate the solar system here. I can spin the sun. I can look at descriptions of the sun. I can pop out the planets. Over here to Saturn. I can look at the descriptions of Saturn, read about it. I can spin the planets. I can zoom over here. Maybe that needs to go. Huh? Oh yeah, if she turns it, it also turns the whole solar system, which is kind of cool. And I can look at it really from a lot of different angles. So that, to me, was just like, wow, that's mind-blowing. But what's really cool, so that's one app that comes with Merge that you can download. But the cube becomes something else. So I can download, this one's called Mental Body. So the cube becomes, it's not recognizing it, hang on. So the cube is supposed to become an anatomy lesson. And while I'm doing this, Jessica, will you talk about the t-shirt that you heard about?
Okay, so some of y'all may have already heard about it, but there is a t-shirt that they have. You can buy them from Amazon, and they're right about $10, but you can download the app to your phone or iPad, and you have the student put the shirt on, and the other student would hold the phone up or whatever it happened to be, and it shows like the anatomy of the body, and then at that point you can manipulate different things, and the same way as the cube, you can get definitions of, say, the heart, that you can expand the heart and look at different parts of the heart. So I'm a high school science teacher, so it's definitely something that we would be able to use to pretty much make a cadaver where kids can look at it for our anatomy and physiology classes that they take in their upper level high school area.
Yeah, that's so exciting to me. I certainly did not get to learn anatomy that way. Mine was straight from a textbook in a very analog, I guess, 2D way. So that t-shirt, Julie, Dr. Howell actually got one of those here at ISTE. So we're going to try that app at, later, probably this evening maybe. But let me show you this one. So the cube now becomes your body, which I don't know. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yes.
So it becomes this little man, and it's asking me to click on his lungs. It pops out the lung, and then I can look at the trachea and look at the other parts of the lung. I can go back and I can click on his brain, and it pops out his brain. And so this is maybe for younger grade levels, but I certainly get to learn anatomy this way. And like I was saying before, she can move this cube around, and so we can see all kinds of different angles of the brain. So really helping to illustrate all of the parts. So that was pretty neat. And I'll show one more. Switch over to this one, and I probably shouldn't show it, but I just want to show you the concept. So this becomes a Minecraft cube. So for those of you who have kids that love Minecraft, they can basically create a world here on the cube, and I'm not very good at it. I've already tried earlier. Oh, I'm doing it. Okay, so then you turn it. So I just built my first wall on the cube. Where'd it go? There it is. So I'm sure my son will take it and be able to do like crazy stuff within minutes, but it took me a while. But anyways, I thought that was really neat too. There's lots more apps to use with it. These were just some of the ones that I downloaded right before we went live on the broadcast. But let me check in on the back channel to see what you folks think about this kind of stuff. Cool. So the name of the cube, Shawan, is Merge, M-E-R-G-E, Merge Cube. Yeah, Fortnite is another one, just like Minecraft, that they're all into. There's some folks on here, it looks like, that may be having some trouble with your experiments. And what I'll say is just try it out. If it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. Just reflect on what you think went wrong and what you might do differently next time. Some of you did get your cardboard sets in the mail. And so I'll still send you a cardboard set, but just try to do the best you can walking through the steps. You'll still be able to see how to view in AR. You just will, when you get the cardboard set, you'll be able to try it. So let's see. Yeah, looks like you guys are excited about it, so that's good. I'm glad for that. Let me show you really quickly just an overview of the presentation that Dr. Howell and I did here at ISTE on evaluating the use of AR and VR. I think that could really help to enhance what you're learning in week 5. If I can get it to come up without making you guys sick with an endless loop. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Let me pull this up. Can you guys see my screen? My poster?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Well, so what we showed basically, kind of an overview, is that as with any tool, any new tool, you should always use the frameworks that we know, the research frameworks that we know that are tried and true. So TPACK framework is one that my grad students know backwards and forwards, and the TIP model, which basically talks you through planning and implementing and evaluating the use of technology tools. So we always want to start there, with, no matter what the tool is. That helps us make sure we're not just using it for bells and whistles. And the other thing is to ask questions that make sure it's right for your learning context. So what is it that you want your students to do? And so I have some questions here about, do you want your students to create and manipulate objects or models? Do you want them to experience things like anatomy, to better learn your content area, those types of things? And then we dove into the difference between consumption of AR and VR and creation of AR and VR. And we kind of distinguished that consumption is still very important. And it's also the part of AR and VR that has come the farthest, where publishers are giving us packaged content, sort of like this cube. So those apps are packaged content. We can view them, we can in some ways manipulate them, but we can't create that ourselves, and we can't really alter it in any way. And so what we argue is that consumption, yes, is important, and you can see that it hits some ISTE standards for students, but creation of AR and VR is where it's at. That's where the magic happens, and that's where you hit more of your ISTE standards for learning. And so we first went through some AR and VR examples of consumption. And here, this isn't a t-shirt example. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. This is basically, she's holding up a trigger, and it does an overlay of the digestive system and has all of the labeled parts. And we basically turned this poster into an AR experience where when someone walked up to our poster, they could scan it with HP Reveal. In fact, if you got up the phone right now and brought up HP Reveal, it should launch a video to show you to show you what's behind these pictures. The same for this Brain app. If you were to download the Brain AR app, this is the trigger image, and it shows you a model of a man's brain, or just a skeleton's brain, that pops out, and it really shows you great detail of the anatomy of the brain and the spinal cord and the bone system, or the bone structure. So that's a pretty neat one. And then we showed this Brain PBS Catch Lunch Rush math game was another kind of publisher canned, again, consumption, because you're not creating anything, you're just consuming at this point. So when we talked about Google Expeditions kind of in the same way, although we found out at the conference that Google Expeditions now lets students create tours themselves. So they've kind of realized that that people didn't just want to go on Google Expeditions and consume them, they want to read them themselves. So that's kind of cool. And then we jump over here to the creation side of the poster on the right to talk about just the ways students can create, although it's limited at this point, where there's not a whole lot that they can do. But from what we can tell, HP Reveal, which used to be Erasma, they just got bought out by HP Reveal. It's the most user-friendly, easiest way to dip your toe in the water and create your own augmented overlays. And so I created one here for the core conference, just like I did in our week 5 module, where you see a video of me inviting you to the conference. And so that's a way that students can create content. They can create a trigger image that's more meaningful than a QR code, and they can add in virtual elements on top. So we talked a little bit about that one. We talked about HoloLens, which is also in your week 5 module. Although I don't know how to develop in HoloLens, it's still so new. I just am excited that you can, and that we had that student last year from China that did. And then Street View is the other one that you'll experiment with, and it's just a way to show your environment and bring that back and share it with someone. So it's kind of limited, but it's still a way to create and share. So anyways, I just thought I would share an overview of our presentation, just so that you could see what we presented. And it's kind of interesting that it's right at the same time as week 5. So it's exactly what you guys are learning that we were presenting on. So that was neat. And I actually got to use and take some of the content from week 5 and present it at the conference. But what are your guys' thoughts on maybe some different ways that you might incorporate augmented reality? Have any of you?
I've heard of the Erasma app back when it was Erasma being used as a parent scavenger hunt.
Oh, cool.
You know, like open house, where the teachers had put butterflies all around the school, and the parents would scan it with their phone, and then they could see their child talking.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Whatever it is that they videoed them on.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. One of the other uses I saw of, and I call it Erasma. I guess I should start calling it HP Reveal. I just know it as Erasma. But so that example came up when we talked to people at our poster. You know, really helping parents see more than just the paper that comes home. You know, when they scan in the paper, their students explaining what it is and what they created can be a lot more meaningful for the student and for the parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love that. I love that example. There was a lady here that presented a poster on, this may just it blew my mind, but she did app smashing. Basically, it's app smashing. She used green screen in HP Reveal Erasma, and she had her students you basically draw a picture, like a crayon picture that you would normally see, and then use green screen to put them in the picture and have them talk about the picture as it was around them on the green screen. And then use Erasma to use the picture as the trigger image to show the green screen video, if that makes any sense. And I wish I had an example here to show you, but she has a website. I can put it in the cheat sheet if you guys want. But it was just a very novel way to think about combining tools with augmented reality in a way that I thought was pretty genius. So pretty neat stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I think what I can tell from ISTE is that educators are all kind of just scratching our heads like, okay, it's cool, but how, but is it worth it, and does it improve learning and all of those things? I think we're at a very early stage of it, but that's why I'm excited about it. I can research all of that. I can really talk about evaluating of those tools and whether or not it is truly enhancing learning, or if it's just something cool that's going to wear off in 3 or 4 years and not be novel anymore. We'll be able to kind of maybe make a prediction as to whether that's the case or not. So did I talk about Tilt Brush on the broadcast or pre-broadcast? I can't remember.
Did you talk about what?
Tilt Brush, the art.
You talked about it in the pre-broadcast, the Tilt Brush. Yes.
Okay. Well, I wanted to tell them about that too. Let me go back and check in though on the back channel.
One of my students, collaborators, had a really, I thought, innovative idea in enhancing that AR VR experience. She said that she would like to be able to create something where it reminded me of going to Disney World when we watched the movie, and that you felt like the mice were running underneath your feet, and it was augmented, and I don't know how they did it, but she was talking about the feeling of like if you're going on a field trip to a place that was hot, trying to put something around her students that made them feel the heat while they're watching it.
Oh, wow.
Or if they're at a place that's cold, maybe putting like an ice pack on them or something to make them feel the cold, which would just enhance the experience. And I thought that was, reminded me of the Disney World experience, watching a movie with mice, and then they would run under, they weren't really, but you felt them touching your legs. It was really cool.
A little too real.
Yeah, right.
Well, I did get to, and guys, Shawan said he may be having some sound issues. Are you hearing static or feedback? I had some sound issues last week that were strange.
Yeah.
Rusty, what'd you say?
I'm getting a little feedback, but not too bad.
Okay. Would you guys mind muting and just see if that changes anything? It could be my computer. Last week it was my computer. I had some weird feedback. Let's see if that fixes anything. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Tilt Brush. So I got to experience that today, and it was unreal how real it was. So you put on your headset, and you're basically immersed in this black canvas all around you, and you have a paintbrush, and you can paint all around you, and you can see others' creations and then add to their creations, and you're in the middle of their art. And so it was really a neat immersive experience. And then I also got to use NASA created some VR that basically transports you out into the solar system, and you use your controller to teleport to places. So you look at something and you point and you hit the trigger and you teleport there, and then you can pick stuff up with it. And it was just really, Maria, like you said, just very real. Like when you take it off, you're a little disoriented. It's that real. But I think the other one, so that was full on VR. You feel like you're in that environment. But the really neat one was HoloLens. I got to see some of their newest content that some of their publishers have made. And so the one that I had was actually a patient in a hospital, and it looked so real, and it looked like he was sitting right there in the ISTE, in the Google Education Expo Center, and you could tell he was very sick. It had his vital signs over here, and you could kind of click on it and look through his vital signs. But it was just the neat thing about that is it's augmented. So you're still in your environment. You still kind of have your bearings, which is good. But there's this sick person in front of you, and you can actually go. It's for simulation for nursing students, but that's really cool. That has a lot of neat applications, I think, for education. That it's so new, but maybe next year it's not going to be as new. You'll see it more and more. So that was really neat as well. So is that helping the sound at all, guys? You're all muted, but is that helping it? Okay, good. Well, I think we got about 6 minutes left. I want to show them that chat bot thing that I was showing you guys beforehand. There were so many tools that I hope to show you, but just there's so little time to do this, I guess. Let me share my screen one more time and show you another presentation that I went to that was about chatbots. And I want to show you, so basically a chatbot is a little, it turns your forms into something that's more engaging than filling out a form. And so the only way I thought to show you guys this was to turn our completion form, our week 5 completion form, which it's not for real. You won't see this in the module, but I just wanted to illustrate it for you. I'll do it for next year's course, but can you guys see my screen with the little robot here? Hang on, I can't see you. Let me check on the back channel to see if you can see it. Okay, good though. So here we go. Here's this little guy. This is our Tarleton Oot chatbot, and you'll recognize this is your completion form that you normally see at the end of every module. And it basically says, I'm going to guide you through this. Let's click on Let's Go. So we click on it, and the chatbot says, can you tell me who you are? You enter your name. And it pretends like he's typing. I have pre-programmed in all of his responses, so that's an awesome name. And then he asked, I don't know if you caught it, can you tell me your team lead? And so, Rusty, I did yours before. I'll do Maria's this time. So if you click on Maria, it's going to say, you have such a fantastic team, or you're lucky to have such a fantastic team lead as Maria. No matter which team lead I selected, it would say their name here. I was able to program that for each response. And then he asked, which deliverables did you complete this week? And I can go through and click all of them and save it. And I programmed him to say, you've been busy. And then he says, please confirm your completion items, and I confirm it. And I hit send, and he says, sorry for the legal language part of every form, I guess. And then I thought this was the funniest. So it says, how motivated were you this week on a scale of 1 to 7? And let's say I say 4. I programmed him to say, just meh, huh? And then for each level of motivation, I kind of had a different one. For 1, I was just like, wow, sounds like you're having a tough week. Contact your team leader, Dr. Baker, to check in, kind of thing. So I can really make this form a little bit more engaging. And I thought it was really a neat idea. And it basically integrates with Google Forms. So any Google form, you can copy the link for the Google form into this website, which is fobi.io. And it automatically creates it for you. And then you can go in and program his responses. And so it was super quick. And it actually is collecting responses and sending them into the week 5 spreadsheet of responses. And so I thought it was just really, really neat. Okay, I want to check in on the back channel. And just see what's going on there. Oh, you guys are talking about the rides at Disney. Yeah, my youngest sister, Kayla, just got back from there, and she said there are some really fantastic rides that use VR and make it really engaging and immersive. Carmen, I'm not sure what website you were talking about that's free, so send me an email. Yes. Oh, are you talking about this one, fobi.io? Yes, it's free. It's totally free. So this was the one that the presenter said was the easiest to implement, because you just copy the link of your form and it walks you through setting up the responses. But she also showed IBM Watson, which it can create a chatbot that uses machine learning. So it's kind of blows my mind, but it basically can learn responses for your students. You can start it out, and then it basically learns what to say back. And a lot of companies are using that. This morning, our Uber driver kind of turned the wrong way. He was on his way, and he turned the wrong way, and we ended up canceling our Uber driver. but it still charged Dr. Howe. And she went on to basically kind of ask for her money back. And it was a chat bot that responded to her, because a human being wouldn't have been able to respond that quickly and to basically process her refund within 20 seconds. And so we thought that was a pretty neat use of a company using a chat bot. So lots of cool stuff there from ISTE around chatbots. So anyway, that's really not even the tip of the iceberg of stuff that I've learned here. So I will add, I have notes, I'll add everything that I've gleaned from this conference to the resource cheat sheet. And yeah, anything else, team leads, that you guys have? Any parting words for your teams? Just wanting them to hang in there. I do want to say, Thursday's the last day. If you didn't get my email earlier, just be sure you finish all your P5 stuff by Thursday at midnight, because that is the deadline. Our course ends Thursday, and we'll have to do final grades.
One of them was asking, will the content be closed on Thursday also?
No.
Somebody asked that in the chat, the back chat.
No, it won't. It probably won't close until Sunday. So you'll be able to get in, and but the other thing too to remember there is all of the soft chalk lessons, all of the meat of the course, the content is on the web, and I put that in the resource cheat sheet on the middle tab. So yes, you're still going to have access to all of the soft chalks, all of the YouTube videos. Really, Blackboard is just the shell, and it does close on Sunday, but you'll still have access to that cheat sheet forever. So good question. Well, team leads, I know you guys are excited to be done, probably as excited as your team members, because it's been a lot of work, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the participants, how engaged you've been, and just how fun you made this course. So we'll sign off for our last broadcast, and keep in touch. Take care.